All right, last one. So the pec group. It's one of the easiest ways to tell if someone's taking some performance-enhancing drugs, if they tear their pec minor. These are small muscles that do a lot of really heavy lifting if you're compensating. So these muscles in here, they're super tender, and they can pull the shoulder forward. So again, digging into the front of the capsule as we start to look at that. And they're muscles that you constantly want to be digging out and stretching as well. The stretching is very basic. It's like just opening the shoulder this way and starting to push, extend in a doorway stretches. You can look that up on YouTube, easy thing to do. But you want to get in here. There's a ton of impingement that can happen in the front of the shoulder because the shoulder joint is so complex and there's so many bony things going on in the back of the shoulder. The front of the shoulder is very open. And the things that cross that junction are the pec muscles. And so the pec muscles get really overtaxed, especially if you're doing a ton of pushing at like bad angles where you can't get the tricep too involved. That's when that pec comes to close the shoulder and you get tons of hypertrophy and tons of stuff just building up there. And that's like the easiest place to just, well, a lot of these are easy places. I'm giving you a lot of easy places to look, but this one specifically, if you start digging into there and you're starting to cry, that's the point to hit first and get that to start moving. You'll see a lot of like when you dig through there with the Graston, when you dig through there with the hands, lacrosse ball, you'll get a little bit of bruising sometimes. That's okay. Stuff gets locked up in there for so long. It's really important to dig that out. And there's some easy ways to do it. You can like pinch these, like literally getting under here and pinching this muscle and starting to move it through. That's like, you see him jumping, like strikers specifically because of the shoulder forward position that they're constantly in. That muscle just gets overtaxed constantly. So for jiu-jitsu, which is a shoulder forward position all the time, striking, shoulder forward, wrestling, same deal. I think judo is one of the few that doesn't do that, maybe taekwondo. But the shoulder is always in that forward posture. So that grinding into the front of the capsule is so common. That leads to dislocation, which is the most common injury of the shoulder when it comes to grappling sports. It leads to stingers, right? Something in there. That's where one of the places where the nerve can get impinged here, and it can get pinched under the scap. When the shoulder's out of place and you land on it and it's too far forward, it smashes into that nerve and you get the sensation down the arm, you get the AC joint sprains, like all the stuff that you see all the time on the mat. So that's our soft tissue piece. We're going to jump at some exercises after this, and then we'll be done with the shoulder and the neck.